Lanka, at some times we feel, I quote and unquote, the pangs of being in proximity when it comes to our religious beliefs and practices. Now, there is no doubt that all religions must exist and all those must exist happily, cordially, and fruitfully. The question is how to continue in this happy state, given that religions are different from one another. People seem to adopt two different approaches in this regard. One is to say that religions are so different from one another, they have nothing to do among them, and hence, at best, they must only be tolerated. The other is to say that differences among religions are merely apparent, they are not real, and at best, the differences, if any, are only due to cultural differences. Now, in order to support this second claim, they derive support from the ancient Indian saying, Ekang hi sat vipra bahudha vadanti. The truth is one, sages say it differently. In this view, since all religions are same, all should follow all, and sometimes dubbed as multiple belonging. Now, these two positions are, I consider to be, both positions are problematic. According to one position, religions don't have anything to do with one another, so which means that you simply tolerate. Now, the concept of tolerance in this context is, I would say, not a very good thing. You tolerate means simply because you can't do anything openly, so you just tolerate. Now, this is one extreme of the picture. Now, the other situation is when you say that all religions are one, ekang sat vipra bahudha vadanti, then what happens is you lose sight of the uniqueness of each religion. Of course, we know that it's kind of good for PR, public relations, to be peaceful. But a peace built on that kind of wrong assumption, I do not think will long last. So that is the issue. So therefore, I think the truth is different from both these attitudes. The issue is not that religions are different from one another, but how should we treat differences of others? Here we come to what could be described as multiculturalism and multireligionism, the cultured, humane, and enlightened way of living with cultural and religious differences. Sometimes these two terms, multiculturalism and multireligionism, also are misunderstood. In fact, what I mean by this is not that everybody is following all the religions without any difference, but in a society, all religions must exist, all cultures must exist peacefully, cordially, and fruitfully. So multi-religionism, multiculturalism, in that sense, is something very, very essential for our society today. So it is not what is called multiple belonging. I mean, I'm not going to have a philosophical discussion on multiple belonging at this juncture. I will be very brief. But basically, the position is that in our society, or anywhere in the society, what we need is not religious domination or emergence of one super religion, but philosophy and outlook to be religiously open-minded and enlightened. In order to achieve this end, education, both formal and non-formal, has a great role to play. We have to teach this from schools, but at the same time, we have to inculcate this idea in our society through various activities. Now, I see what the Swami Vivekananda Cultural Center has been conducting for the last 3 days as a very important educational experience toward multiculturalism. By bringing to us the Gita Mahotsav, a salient aspect of Hindu religion, now with which we are so familiar and which has been so physically close to us for long centuries. So therefore, this particular exercise for the last 3 days, I consider to be a very important non-formal educational experience. And I could see that you had taken a lot of pain to organize many paintings, singing, dancing, and also religious and philosophical discussions. Now, all these things, the participants will no longer be the same when they leave this place. When they think about this experience, they will see the importance of weaving all the religions in the positive manner. However, the idea is that not that you renounce your own religion. You have your own religion, but at the same time, you see what is good in every religion. Now, this is something very important, and particularly when we discuss Bhagavad Gita, we know that ultimately Bhagavad Gita, looking from ethical and philosophical perspective, is something which takes very seriously the nature of human action. Now, this is something very crucial. Human action is what makes society that goes continuing peacefully. So, no society can ignore human action if that society is concerned about overall general welfare of the people. Now, looking at from that point of view, I really value this experience, particularly as Sri Lanka and also India, from where we derive our religion and culture all together, coming together here and deliberating. And particularly, as we witness in this afternoon, all the major religions followed in this country coming together and showing their affinity with the great philosophical tradition of Bhagavad Gita. So I would like to end my brief remarks with a very positive note and envisioning future of Sri Lanka, future of India, and also future of the world, where religion enlightens people's lives. Although it is very close to our heart, there is no doubt about that, it also should be close to our brain or our rational thinking. Now, this is what I gather from studying Bhagavad Gita. So, ladies and gentlemen, I will wind up from these remarks again, thanking the organizers for allowing me to say a few words on this occasion. So, I wish all the hopes, aspirations by conducting this very important Mahotsav will be successful in future. So, thank you very much.
Thank you, Professor Asanka Tilakratne, for a nice discourse. You rightly pointed out, Swami Vivekananda also said in his Chicago speech, Ekam Sat Vipra Bahuda Vadanti. And let me inform the audience that when Swami Vivekananda used to go anywhere, he always carried 2 books, and one of them was your own Gita. Now, may I have the privilege, before I invite our revered Swami Gita Manishi ji, let me say that in 1927, Mahatma Gandhi, the father of nation of India, visited Sri Lanka. He stayed in Sigiriya for almost 20 days, and in Sigiriya, he presented to that freedom fighter family 2 things. One was, of course, the spinning wheel, that is Charkha, and the other one is Gita. That is what Father of Nation did about 97 years ago. And after 97 years, we have another person with us who has come here to enlighten us. He is none else than Mahamandleshwar Gita Manishi Swami Gyananandji Maharaj. Let me tell you, being close to him, I have seen the depth of Gita wisdom in his eyes. I have seen simplification and straightness of Gita flowing from his pen. I have seen the selfless service described in Gita through his hands. I have seen the melody of Gita Bhakti flowing from his vocal cords. I have seen the flow of Gita teachings in the flight of his robe. In Sri Lanka, they call wings as dandu. And let me tell you, he is here to put us on those dandu. With these words, let me welcome Swami Gyananandji Maharaj to enlighten us, and let us listen him very carefully, because in each and every word of his, Gita flows. Swamiji.
ओम प्रपन्न पारिजाताय तोत्रवेत्रैक पाण्ये ज्ञान मुद्राय कृष्णाय गीतामृत दुहे नमः। वंदे भारत मातरम, वंदे गुरु परंपरां, वंदे महापुरुषते चरणारविंदम। A lot of pranam to our revered beloved Gurudev Pujapad Maharaj Shri is here with us. Very delighted to be here in Sri Lanka.